Hello, dear sisters and brothers. It is my joy to be with you today. Today, I will be sharing with you about mission, vision, and strategy in national movements. I know some of you have a long experience with these topics. We will refresh today, and for those who it can be new, we will be learning something. What does this mean? Where those things come from in our organization? So it comes from the big strategic plan. And the first part is our vision, and it is what is our dream to achieve. Mission, what is the purpose? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Our goals or objectives are part of this plan. Strategies, how we will achieve these goals, who, how, and where are the resources, and what are those resources? And we need tactics as well. How do we carry out our plan? Where these come from? Business world have take all these terminologies, but it comes from the beginning, and it comes from God. The one with the big vision at the beginning, God doing a new world with creatures that glorify him and live in peace one each other. But this vision have difficulties because the men fall. And the Lord have to change the strategy of this vision or this plan he had, and started using the prophets to reconciliate the people with him. But some people agree, some people listen, and others really didn't. And Jesus came to the history in the big picture. And now Jesus had a new strategy to reconciliate the man with the Lord through himself and arrive to the New Jerusalem, another place, the same vision. The people will live with God, glorifying him every day and living in peace one each other. A different place, a different kind of people, because it will be renewed, but it is the same vision. According to the Bible, vision have some importance, and we will see what Proverbs say. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keeps the law, happy is he. Habakkuk says, and the Lord answered me and said, you write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is shed for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So IFES take it very seriously, and it says, you write the vision. So we did. So we can be happy. And our vision now, vision for this time, is thriving together. Before it was living stones, now we are living in thriving together. Our vision, students thriving together as communities of disciples transformed by the gospel and impacting the university, the church, and society for the glory of Christ. Thriving in witness, thriving in whole life discipleship, thriving on new ground, and thriving into the future. Our mission, to connect and nurture national movements so that students and graduates thrive as witnesses of Christ. Knowing that, we will see now some characteristics that can help mission, vision, and strategy to impact our movement, and are some characteristics that we should take into account when we are planning to establish our strategic plan, and also when we have a strategic plan and we have to reflect on it, because those are not statics. We don't do a strategic plan for 50 years. It can be complicated. So it should be renewed, and we should take some things into account and reflect into our plan, because generations are changing, time are changing, and people is changing as well. It should be motivational and clear, inspiring collective action. It also should be specific and distinctive. What does it mean? For example, we have movements in the same region, and we can share documents. We can, oh, this movement should seems like me, or it have a similar reality. But when we are when we are creating our strategic plan, we should take it into a context. We should hear the voices of the people working with us, because even though realities are similar, some things change from country to country. So we should listen the voices of those who are working, those who will be living those strategies and mission and vision. And it should come out after a rigorous strategic analysis. And also, if we have the plan, we should take time. For example, we should establish each 5 or whatever time you decide. We should take time to review our mission, vision, and strategies. Of course, we won't change anything, because the vision is we should take the gospel, for example, to the universities and so and so. But the strategies will change, because universities are, as us, are moving all the time. Universities are not static, and people is not static. So we should take that into account. And also, it should guide to critical decision making and internal unity and long-term trajectory. We should create our strategies thinking that it will guide us in our decision-making process. And also, when we have to see and we have to face some key situations, we should go through our strategic plan and say, oh, we have this here. This is our mission. This is our vision. This is what we have done. This is what we believe. This is what we have established before. And it will lead us to then rebuild our movement every time we are facing a difficult situation, or every time someone else comes. There are some key points that we like to refresh about mission and vision in the governance of student movements. And it is that it gives a strategic direction. We have a world that is moving. Universities have a lot of movements, a lot of situations coming. We are invited to join some initiatives that can be helpful for the movement, but sometimes it can separate our staff or our students from the real goal that we are pursuing. And having a clear mission and vision will help us to keep it on track and help our staff, students, and people involved around the movement to don't distract around all these things coming around. Of course, we should incarnate Jesus in the university. We should join other movements that are for the help, for the good of the students. Of course, we should, but we should remain and think about what does it mean for our long-term work. What does it mean for our vision? Does it align with our mission? And also, it will help us to separate when things are difficult to explain to a student, like, oh, I want to join now the Boy Scouts and we will do Boy Scouts group, or we won't do anymore any biblical study. We will now do Boy Scouts duties in our meetings. May seem perfect, but this is our vision, this is our mission, this is what we do, this is what we believe. Community and unity will also put an alignment in our mission and discern the God's will. Protect stability, as I was mentioning before. Sometimes we have very revolutionary people joining our movement and really want to change what we are doing, and having our plan and explaining them, this is where we are going, this is why do we exist, will help us to protect this stability and don't run our movement into something else every time someone new arrives. Also, leadership strength and student impact. I would like to share a personal experience with student impact. When I used to be a student, 2010, in the university, I was doing my undergrad. It was so interesting for me when I went at my first time in an international experience with the Caribbean Fellowship. And I read this Livingstone's vision, all the things there, and the strategics. It says I say to myself, oh Lord, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I want to do for you. And it helped me to engage with the movement and engage for a long term. And now I still serve in the movement. It was 16 years ago, and it really put a mark on me of how this movement see the world, how this movement see the university, and how see my classmates. So I align with this and follow till today. Let's see it impact or movement. It provides clarity for decision making and also measurable priorities. We have a lot of things to do. We are a movement of students sharing the Bible in a philosophical way. We have people from all around the topics. We have doctors, we have engineers, and more. So having a strategy clear, it can help us to measure our impact. We talk a lot, we give a lot, but sometimes if we don't have a clear strategy, we don't know how much of those that we are giving is returning back. And for this reason, we have a lot of surveys in IFES. We have a lot of surveys in our student movements or national movements. Sometimes we don't like surveys, of course, no, but it is necessary and is part of our strategic plan. It also helps us with accountability and what everyone is doing and what our resources, how our resources are being applied, how they are spending our money. Aligns the organization as well and protect from mission drift, enhances long-term planning, and empowers leadership effectiveness. So let's summarize what we have been talking about here. And mission defines why the movement exists and anchors in the God's purpose. The vision offers a clear picture of the future, inspiring unity and direction across changing generations. The strategy translates mission and vision into practical priorities that guide decisions and strengthen governance. So thank you so much. If you have any question,